Ever wonder what it's like behind those tall gates and security cameras? We're talking about the world's richest leaders, and let me tell you, their homes. They're something else. Imagine having the kind of money where you're not just thinking about a new sofa, but maybe a gold one. Makes you think, doesn't it? How much bling is too much, and what's going on in those lush backyards? Stick around, because you won't believe the kind of life these folks are living. 1. Vladimir Putin. So, starting off with Vladimir Putin. Word on the street is, this guy's sitting on a fortune. Some say around 70 billion bucks. Can you even picture that kind of cash? With all the rumors swirling around, it's like every gold-plated door and luxury ride might just have his name on it. But here's the kicker. Nobody's really seen the inside scoop. What's he got in there? A bear wrestling ring, or maybe a collection of those Russian nesting dolls, but like diamond-encrusted? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What would you do with all that dough? 2. Michael Bloomberg. Next up, Michael Bloomberg. Now, here's a guy who knows a thing or two about making money, sitting pretty at around 56 billion. He's not just about the Benjamins, though he's put his name on some swanky places and even gives a chump to charity. But come on, with that kind of bank, his place has got to be more gadgeted out than a Bond villain's lair, right? What's the first thing you'd buy with that kind of cash? A personal jet or maybe your own island. It's wild to think about the kind of choices you have when the sky's the limit. 3. Maha Vajiralongkorn. And then there's Maha Vajiralongkorn of Thailand. The guy who's not just royalty, he's like royalty with a capital R, rocking a fortune of about 30 billion. Living in a world where your house is basically a palace and your backyard could be a national park, it's next level. But it's not all about gold thrones and silk sheets, it's about maintaining a legacy, right? Imagine having a history book where your family's the main story. What chapter would you add with that kind of legacy in your hands? It's not just about the riches, it's about what you do with them that counts. 4. Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. All right, let's jet over to the Middle East and talk about Sheikh Mansour. This guy's not playing around with a cool 30 billion to his name. Ever heard of a football club called Manchester City? Yeah, that's his playground. And real estate. He's probably got skyscrapers playing Tetris in the skyline. It's like every day is a game of Monopoly, but for real. Imagine owning so much you change the map. What's the first thing you put your name on? 5. Prince Al-Wali bin Talal Al Saud. Moving on to Prince Al-Wali bin Talal Al Saud. With 20 billion in the bank, he's like the globe-trotting uncle everyone wishes they had, dabbling in everything from hotels to media. His life's like a non-stop episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Ever dreamt of waking up one day and deciding, maybe I'll buy a hotel in Paris? That's Tuesday for this guy. What's the most extravagant thing you buy on a whim? 6. Sultan of Brunei. And then there's the Sultan of Brunei, holding down the fort with another 20 billion. His place, the Istana Nurul Iman Palace, is so big, you'd need a map and a week to explore it. We're talking gold-plated everything in rooms for days. It's like if luxury had a home address, it'd be his. If you had a palace, what's one outrageous feature you'd absolutely need to have? 7. Lee Hsien Loong. Now, let's swing by Singapore and chat about Lee Hsien Loong. Here's a guy who's steering the ship in one of the most buzzing, spotless places you could imagine, with a tidy 51 million to his name. It's like Singapore's this giant tech lab, and he's the lead scientist making it all tick. But it's not just about the money, it's about shaping a whole country's vibe. If you were in charge, what's the first big change you'd make? Wrapping this up, it's pretty wild to peek behind the curtain and see how the other half lives, right? These leaders aren't just about politics, their homes tell a story of a whole different world. Makes you wonder, what would you do if you were in their shoes? And hey, if this trip into the world of lavish living got you thinking or dreaming, why not jump into the conversation? Drop a comment, share this around, and if you're all about uncovering more secrets and stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Who knows where we'll go next?